for example, after having an event for CoMotion LA where you bring the different parties together, I assume it takes a while before you see the impact that was created on that or not. I am asking the question because as an outsider, we don't really know how you can measure the instant or the short-term, mid-term, and long-term impact. But obviously the impact is there, because when I look now, especially in Europe, governments are actively working together with the scooter sharing companies. So that didn't happen from nothing, right? I guess it's a process that started a while ago. But can you please explain how you measure the value, or because as an outsider it's hard to know?
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, I think one way to measure, frankly, is just the number of, like they say in, when there was the electricity blackout in New York, when the whole city blacked out, there was that 9 months later, there was a huge increase in the number of births. So very similarly, I think at CoMotion, what's interesting are the number of tie-ups and mergers and deals and acquisitions that are actually hatched at CoMotion. That, this group meets that group, a conversation is started, and then a few months later, we take a 10% stake or something like that. Okay. So I think it's the fact that bringing together so many dynamic movers and shakers in this sector, things are going to happen. So I think that's so constantly. I mean, every day people come up to me and say, "Well, God, thanks to when I was at CoMotion Miami or CoMotion LA last year, I met Constantine, and then this happened." So exactly. So that's good. That's
Yes, I mean, sometimes I wonder.
We don't ask for anything more.
No, but sometimes I wonder if there weren't any, organizations like CoMotion LA, how the link would be made between the private sector and the public sector, because they are so far from each other sometimes in terms of just the way they work and the way they look at the future, right? So sometimes I wonder if CoMotion LA was not around, for example, how they would even connect. But
it would happen. But I mean,
exactly.
I think if you go to CoMotion LA, if you were in CoMotion LA last November in Los Angeles, you would meet the British Minister of Transportation who came and led a delegation.
Yeah.
And she was fantastic. You would meet entrepreneurs from Quebec, from Belgium, by the way. So it's just sort of mixing those people, and I think wonderful things happen. I think there's a common thread that we want we want future mobility to succeed, to be equitable. Certainly the whole conversation around sustainability is really important these
Exactly.
days. I mean, we saw what happened at COP26. We have to save the planet. Transportation and mobility contribute 25-26% of all carbon emissions. So there's an imperative to reduce that. And so I think, obviously we don't talk at all about internal combustion engine powered vehicles. It's all zero emission. And, it's important that succeeds it will help save our planet.